Colben Landrew provided an update on his recruitment to On Three's Jamie Shaw. A lot of good quotes here, Dion. It's behind a paywall. Make sure you subscribe to On Three. Read the full statements he gave about each of these schools. But several of the programs he's considering, I think we tend to cater to. We have audiences who tune in and want to provide a look into that. So I thought Yukon, Louisville, and Purdue all had some notable quotes given for Landrew. Mississippi State, not to tease it too much, but you might have a little intel there. The home state school. But before we get into it, where are you at on Colben Landrew, the player, Dion?
Oh, I really like Colben Landrew's game. I really, really like Colben Landrew's game. I think it lines up really good for two of the main three schools he's considering here. Respectfully to Louisville, I think he makes a lot more sense out of UConn or Purdue. I also think also respectfully to Colben Landrew with this comment, I feel like Louisville to me is going to get somebody. How do I how do I say this? A little bit more five-star.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Just a little bit more five-star than Colvin Landry, but I think his jumper needs a little work. But whenever he like solidifies that, if he can become like a 37 to 40% three-point shooter, I want to say he shot just under 34% on the circuit.
Hmm.
Big fan of saying the circuit. That's where his game goes to the next level. To me, that screams UConn or Purdue.
See,
But
go ahead.
before we get into it, because we're gonna dissect all the schools, I do want to let somebody know. One of my guys, I won't say who it is. We'll keep all the sources like discreet. But one of my guys DM'd me, said his family really likes Mississippi State. That's just something to monitor. That's just something to monitor. Is one of my guys. Also, if anybody else just wants to provide me intel, I will say it on the program, whether I believe it or not. Um, but one of my guys is saying that Mississippi State is something to look out for because his parents want him to go there.
Oh man, yeah. Okay. We can get into the Mississippi State fit in a little bit, but I I agree with you about that point with Louisville looking for someone a little more five-starry when all is said and done. I just think he's a tailor-made fit for a Pat Kelsey offense because I know you mentioned his three-point percentage on the circuit was it leaves a little bit to be desired. I just think his jumper looks really good, and I would even say part of why it wasn't higher was just he had a kind of a heavy shot diet with some tough ones taken there. I just think when you look at his ability to handle, to lead the break, to play up tempo, he's a monster in transition. You get him around the rim. He has tremendous body control, can finish through contact. That to me is when you factor in the three and the transition game that fits the most into Louisville. But again, it's getting a little nitpicky when you consider both Dan Hurley, Matt Painter, offensive masterminds that will know how to use him and put him into positions to succeed. But I wanted to look a little bit at some of these quotes, and then we'll close with some more Mississippi State thoughts. But with UConn, if you want to dissect here, he referred to Dan Hurley as a crazy coach. Love that descriptor, accurate descriptor. He said Hurley thinks he can do anything. He can play in a system. And yeah, I would say I agree. Coleman will fit into that swimmingly. I think Hurley definitely plays a wing friendly offense. Louisville to me, these were the quotes that stuck out the most. He called Pat Kelsey PK. Love that. Love a good PK. PK changed the whole system, Dion, according to Colbin.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah. I mean, of course. Like if you respectfully to PK, because I'm a big PK guy. What he's doing at Louisville is special. Louisville Kentucky rivalry is special. Um, I also would have changed the whole system if they hired me. So like Louisville was terrible when he took the job. So respectfully, that wasn't that crazy of a thing to say.
Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too? I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion.
Fair, fair, but he did continue and say that he talked some about that system fit there, where he said PK lets his guys get out and go, fast pace. To me, if again, read the whole article, but those were like the most glowing quotes to me. Purdue, we got a little more muted. He kind of just remarked on it being a winning program, which yeah, Purdue has done that a lot. But if any of those quotes is anything, did anything stick out to you?
I mean, I really like the quote about, like you said, about PK. I think that sticks out. The Hurley stuff, that he said PK changed the system. He
Hmm.
said Hurley thinks I fit the system. That to me is completely different.
Oh
That
yeah.
to me is completely different. Like anybody can change a system. Do you fit into the system he changed into, though?
Hmm.
My answer would be yes, for what it's worth. I do believe he fits into the Louisville system. I just think he fits into the Yukon system a lot better. A more athletic, get up and down the court, Alex Caravan.
Hmm.
Um, and I think the way he's going to play, you can see it right away. And I think him next to Mullins. You go from Demery Ball Caravan to Demery Mullins Landrew. I think that's a really good transition.
That'd be really tough. That'd be tough. And even don't forget my guy Jacob Furphy. We forgot to mention this on our UConn BC recap.
Oh
My
yeah.
guy Jacob Furphy, 0 points.
Yeah.
The stock down for him, but stock will always be up in my eyes. I hope he sticks around because, yeah, there. If you envision Landrew in this system, maybe they can get Mullins back for a second year. I'm still banking on Mullins being gone after this one, but there's just this iteration of Dan Hurley where it's like he's got his mojo back after a down year. Crazy that he had to get it back, but that's just how he's wired. You win back-to-back titles and then you're an 8 seed that gets packed up in the second round. Like when you're that much of a psycho, you got to prove you still got it. And I just think when you look at the roster this year, I mean, kind of similar with the national title teams too, but there's just so much versatility with the guards and the wings, and you could like lean on them to play a variety of different ways, mix and match lineup combinations, and you just kind of trust him to have the front court pieces that will complement whoever is at the 1 through 3 to make it work. Then yeah, it's a pretty enticing fit there as well. But I teased it, you teased it. Mississippi State under Chris Jans, they have some shot happy guards. He lets his dudes rock. Like Josh Hubbard, case in point, number one. But even beyond him, you had guys like Claudel Harris, Riley Kugel last year, dudes who are going to get those shots up from the guard position. And they play like kind of some gritty, ugly ball at times. Landrew can fit that because of his size, his frame, his athleticism, and his ability to mix it up on that end. But when you're factoring in, yeah, my parents love this place. It's home for me. They've been on me the longest, and I can take 15 shots a game because eventually Josh Herbert's not going to be there. Can't count him out.
And listen, like I said, I received a DM that his parents really like Mississippi State. Simple as that. Those are my people. I trust my people's word. Um, I don't know what they would see in Mississippi State besides that it's close to home. I believe he's an Alabama kid. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I personally I want to go to Mississippi State. I know that much. But hey, if it's close to home, I will say this: if you believe you're a one and done and you think it's already locked in, like I could be in the NBA, like, and I'm not saying Colben Landrew believes this, but hypothetically, if you believe I should be in the NBA, in this next draft cycle, I just happen to be a high school kid. You go to Mississippi State, you just hide for a year. Like no one's actually gonna watch you play. And then your draft stock just stays the same. That's not the worst avenue.
Yeah, you can't get nitpicked if no one's watching.
I mean, literally, Ben Simmons did at LSU. We talked about Ben Simmons like he was special at LSU. Like, and he wasn't bad. Like he was really good. But like,
Well, the key is you just got to light it up for 2 games when you're at a school like that. And then people remember that forever because that's exactly what Ben Simmons did. He had like a triple double within his first 5 games. And it was like, all right, number one pick. You got it.
Maui and Edwards, right? Like, do we know what Ant Edwards did in conference play? Absolutely not. Because why were we watching Georgia games when there was anything else to watch? But Maui and Edwards hit for 30. That was all he needed to do.
There you have it. Also, I can't believe I swear this quote in the Jamie Shaw article, he called it like this is home for me. That's the hometown. And you just say he's from Alabama. I fact checked. Alabaster, Alabama, Colben Landrew's hometown, 2.5 hour drive to Starkville, Mississippi. That doesn't exactly scream home to me, but it is what it is. So it's close for his parents still.
Want it known, I know where his home is. Not seemingly Colben might not. A lot of people say I'm not a geography guy. One of us knew where Bama was.